Well, joining us live now from Jerusalem to discuss the current situation is Yotam Berger from the pro-Palestinian organisation Peace Now. Many thanks for joining us, Mr. Berger. So do you think that an end to the moratorium will help the peace process or be its demise?
First of all, I think that it is very important to emphasize that Peace Now is not pro-Palestinian movement, but a movement which is trying to get the Middle East into a peace situation. It is including true belief that the Palestinians deserve a country of their own as much as the Jewish people, like me, or I don't know, the Iranian people. We believe that that Netanyahu have to keep on freezing the building in the settlements in order to get Israel into a real peace within the few years we have until Israel may be losing her way and her legitimacy to exist.
Now, Mr. Berger, we know that your organisation is planning a rally after the moratorium ends. What are you protesting against?
First of all, we're protesting for a better Middle East, for a better Israel, and for a better Palestine. Right now, we're protesting against keep on building in the settlements because we simply believe that keep on building in the settlements is the same as just spit in the faces of Obama and Abu Mazen and just get to the garbage. The whole negotiation we have started.
Now, Yotam, some people have criticised the Palestinians for having wasted this 10-month moratorium and that they haven't really focused enough attention on discussing the cease in building and that they have wasted the time. So do you think that they could have done more in terms of reaching a shared solution during this period?
Obviously, the Palestinian side has issues of its own. We don't think that Palestinian wants enough the peace, and they're definitely not doing enough in order to get this peace into the world. However, it is not a reason to Israel to just forgive the peace. We don't have any other option. Israel don't have any other Zionist solution than peace and now. And
Yotam, finally, what do you think should be the next step in order to bring peace to the region? You say that your organisation is all about making a better Middle East. How would you suggest that that happens?
First of all, we need to keep on freezing. After keep on freezing, we have to get into serious negotiations in order to find a territorial solution to the territorial dispute in the Middle East. Only after having some kind of a two states for two nations solution in the land of Israel, only then we will be able to say that we will have bring peace to the zone.
OK, Yotam Berger, many thanks for speaking to us from the organisation Peace Now. As I understand, we now are also joined by another guest to speak to us on this topic, a spokesperson for the Yesha Council, Eve Harow. I hope you can hear me, Ms Harow.
Hi.
So I put the question to you. Yes. Do you think that an end to this moratorium will help the peace process or be the end of it?
I don't think that freezing Jewish building in Judea and Samaria has anything to do with peace whatsoever. We have misidentified what the cause of not having peace here is, and the cause is the Arab world at large and the Palestinians in particular not accepting the right for the Jews to have a state here. And so therefore the freeze has nothing to do with peace whatsoever and never did. And so stopping it or continuing it will make absolutely no difference. Abbas did not come to the table until just last week, and it's clear that he still can't choke out the words Jewish state. And that really is the ultimate problem that we have here, not where the Jews build.
Ms Harow, your organisation, well, we know that many organisations are actually planning a rally after the moratorium ends. Why do you think that? Why do you think they're doing that? What do you think their message is?
Well, the last 10 months have been very difficult. We haven't been able to live normal lives. You can't just suddenly ask people to stop building their home, to not have a kindergarten to send their child to free his life. It's an impossible situation that anybody in any civilized nation around the world would be able to understand. And so we're just very grateful to get back to some kind of normal life. We were very quiet in the last 10 months, and everyone, of course, in Israel, including us, is hoping that one day we will be able to really have peace. I have a son in the army, and I have 7 children altogether. So no one can tell me that I don't believe in peace. Okay. However, we have really, as I said before, misidentified why there isn't peace here. And that's why we're just very glad to be able to get back to normal lives.
OK, well, let's cross back now to Yotam Berger from the organisation Peace Now that we were speaking to earlier. What do you make of that, Yotam? We heard there from Ms. Harow that Israelis just want to get back to a sense of peace, that their lives have been disrupted over the past 10 months, and they're now just seeing a realisation of normality back into the region.
All of the Israelis understand now that there is no other option to Israel than a territorial solution to the dispute in the land of Israel. Keep on building outside the Israeli borders will just get this solution farther target from us. We should do everything we can to stop the building in order to make Israel a country with future, a country with a country which is able to keep on existing on Earth.
Well, what do you make of that, Ms. Harow? Do carry on.
Well, I can tell you that the camp that Mr. Berger represents has almost disappeared from the Israeli political scene. Their representatives in Knesset are almost completely gone in the parliament because Israelis have woken up and they realize that this messianic idea of the far left, that all we have to do is say what we think is right and everything will fall into place, is just absurd. And what we are doing, most Israelis, is actually listening to what the Arabs have to say and giving respect to what they say. And when we read in their textbooks that they call an occupied Palestinian city, for example, in a crossword puzzle, and the answer is Tel Aviv, or when they name streets after terrorists, and when they over and over and over again educate their children from every pulpit whatsoever that one day Palestine will replace Israel, well, Israelis are not suicidal. And Israelis realize that we are doing just fine, and we are existing just fine, and Nobel Prize winners and all kinds of wonderful things are coming out of this country without setting borders. We would like to set borders, but we also realize that the people to whom we would give real estate to are hell-bent on destroying the country. And that's something that most Israelis, with good reason, are not going to countenance. And I feel very sorry for Mr. Berger because the people with whom he's with is a very rapidly dwindling number. And it's time to face reality and deal with facts and not with wishes.
OK, Ms. Harow, many thanks for that. Unfortunately, I can see Yotam Berger shaking his head there, but I'm afraid that we're out of time. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to say my thanks to you both. We heard there from Eve Harow, a spokesperson for the Yesha Council, and Yotam Berger from the organisation Peace Now. Two very conflicting views on a very sensitive issue. Many thanks.